Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Lily. I am so happy that you are here with me today. In today's video, we are going to do a flip through of my own personal holiday junk journal. Look at it. Look at how thick and chunky it is. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff in here. And it is only a 2-inch spine, but look at it. It has like alligator mouth. Look at that, as big as my hand. Oh my gosh, but I had so much fun putting this one together. It is from an altered book. So you could see there. So I altered the book, and then the topper is made by repurposing the cover of a gift box. Now, this, I call it my holiday junk journal because it's not just the month of December. I start documenting in my holiday journal, and I've done this the past couple of years. I start in November, so that's why I call it my holiday. So it runs from November all the way through January 1st. And so I'm going to show you all of the things that I use, all the little junky junk bits that I use to embellish, and also a lot of the leftovers that I have from the Christmas junk journals that I created in December. So all of that is in here, plus little found items like this. This ribbon, oh, it's so beautiful. It came from packaging that one of my daughters used to wrap up a present. So, okay, I'm gonna flip the camera over to show you my holiday junk journal. Oh my gosh, it is so gorgeous. It's kind of heavy too. Are you guys ready to get started? Let's go. I'll begin by telling you a little bit about the cover. This cute snowman came from a gift box. I cut him out, backed him on heavy cardstock, and then machine stitched a zigzag stitch all around, and then I glued it onto the hard cover. And then I added a wood snowflake that was already painted white and glittered, and I added that to the hat. And then, oh, it turned out so cute. On the spine, I used a piece of leftover fabric, and the spine is just shy of 2 inches, but once it fans out, it has like a 5-inch alligator mouth. I didn't do too much to the spine. I left it as it is. And then even the back, I didn't finish it off on that edge, kind of leaving it a little bit grungy. And then I used the velvet trim that was left over from gift wrapping. It was actually my daughter's gift wrapping, but it's such a beautiful blue velvet. And I wanted to thread it through the We Are Memory Keepers wide eyelet, but it was too thick. But I came up with an idea. I took some baker's twine, threaded it through the eyelet, and then I was able to wrap the velvet trim around it. And so now I can use the velvet trim as the closure, and that was my way around it because it is kind of thick. Now, I typically use the wide We Are Memory Keeper eyelets, and I have those listed in my Amazon shop. A lot of you have asked about those wide eyelets, but I recently came across a different brand, and I'm going to show you what those are right here. They are by Craftelier, also on Amazon, and it's just another option. And in fact, these are a little bit more economical. Yeah, they are. And so I also have these listed in my Amazon storefront, and I have that linked down below. Just open up the description area and you'll be able to find more information about my Amazon affiliate link down below. All right, let's open it and flip through the pages. The inside I lined with scrapbooking paper. And now the book was really wonky. It's an altered book. It was a used book, and it was really damaged. Like the spine was crooked, and it just wouldn't open or stand straight. It was kind of lopsided. And so it took a lot of maneuvering to try to get it to somewhat, look even. And the inside was a little bit damaged, and so I had to use a few layers of washi tape to kind of fix the damage. But I lined it with beautiful, beautiful scrapbooking paper, and then I took a quote from Pinterest, "Let this season fill your heart with joy," and it was my attempt of writing that out with watercolor. I did my best, and I liked the way it turned out. All of the book pages have been lined with scrapbooking paper. And if you'd like to learn how to alter a hardcover book, I will have, in fact, I'll link it here up above, but I will also have it in the description area below. And I have a couple of different processes, really easy, showing you how to alter the book. I love going through all of my embellishments, my stickers, even my thickers. And that's what creates the bulk in my journal. But that picture on the left-hand side was taken on Small Business Saturday. It is at the Simple Nest in Salt Lake, one of my favorite shops to go to in Salt Lake. And so I've gone there every year for the past 4 or 5 years. It's become a thing now. And then the right-hand side has a pocket, which I made by gluing the scrapbooking paper on the top, the inside, and then the bottom, and then punching out a notch. And then I also lined the inside of that pocket. And that picture was taken on Thanksgiving Day. I also made, or I actually saved, some of the ephemera that I had made for the Christmas journals that I had on my Etsy shop. I kept some of those things for my journal. And so you'll see those if you recognize those. I kept a few to use in my own personal holiday journal. Again, I've used more thickers. These are dimensional stickers that I have had for years from, scrapbooking. The way that I like to journal is using my scrapbooking skills into my junk journals. That is the way that I journal. And so you could see how I've taken some of those scrapbooking techniques and skills, and I've incorporated them into my journal. Here is my little acrylic drawer with junky bits. These are little junky scraps that I make by taking 3 little scraps of paper and then I staple them together. And I also have this little box of punch outs and dies of hearts. So when I have scrap pieces of paper left over, I run them through the Big Shot with my heart dies, or I take my heart punches and I punch away until there is no scrap paper left behind. I do this with all my paper, and I have all kinds of different shapes, but the heart is my favorite. So once I gather my little scraps of paper, I staple those together, and then I embellish with one of the hearts. And then that I take and I staple it to the journal pages. I do this to my personal junk journals, and I also do it to the junk journals I make for sale. And then they're also great for creating a tuck spot. And then you'll see as we flip through some of the pages, I further embellish some of these little clusters by adding more stickers and just other things to, to make it pop, to make it stand out, or just to further embellish. And you'll see how I've really used a lot of these little scrappy clusters throughout the journal. I create tuck spots with journaling cards, and I just glue on 2 sides to create a tuck spot. This was on Thanksgiving morning. It's my son-in-law and me. We both ran the 10K on Thanksgiving morning. It was so cold, but it was so much fun. I think he came in second in his age group, and he's just a great runner. Him and my middle daughter also love to run, and so they've actually inspired me to continue with my running journey, and that was so much fun. And then, of course, later that day, my middle daughter hosted Thanksgiving, and she is such a great hostess. Has a beautiful table setting and beautiful display of her food. And here is another little cluster. For this, I did a tab punch and then just stapled it onto the page. Just love the way that looks. Again, you could see how I journal with a lot of pictures, and very similar to the way I used to scrapbook. I don't scrapbook as much as I used to because this is my form of documenting, which is using, my junk journals, and it's a different way. It's just as fun. But I still have tons of scrapbooking supplies that I'd like to be able to use up. This is more of Thanksgiving Day, and I created tags from leftover pieces of cardstock and then used scrappy bits of paper that I've doodled on, lots of stickers. There's a group family picture at my daughter's house, just all of us on Thanksgiving Day. What's fun about these journals is I can bring out all of those little stickers and a lot of the junky bits that were left over that were still on my table that I was able to use in these journals. So everything was at the ready. Lots of things that I still had not put away from Christmas, and I was able to use it in my own personal journal. The picture on the left-hand side is the day after Thanksgiving. We got some snow, and it was so nice. And then I created a tuck spot with a scrapbook and cut apart of an envelope. And then I also cut a slit to make a little hidden pocket, and I'll show you that in just a moment. So it's actually 2 pockets, and just behind those die-cut Christmas trees, there's a little opening there, to create a little pocket so I can put my tag into that little opening or behind it. So just a way to get creative with your tuck spots. This is Small Business Saturday, and so we went to our favorite French boutique in Salt Lake. It is called La Petite Maison. So much fun that day. And I love doing this with my daughters and also supporting the local shops as well. And La Petite Maison, they decorated the outside or the facade of their boutique in pink, and it is my middle daughter's favorite color to decorate for the holidays. And so it was just perfect for her. I added snowflake thicker stickers. Those are a little bit dimensional. And then this tag, I document on the tags. That's where I do most of my journaling, is on the tags that you'll see floating or paper clipped in the pockets. And now we've arrived to December 1st, and I've used another little cluster, and then I added the number 1, and then journaled on the back of that tag, added some tinsel trim, and then that is the 1st. And it was such a beautiful morning. I love, the very first thing that I love to do in the morning is after I'm up, I make my coffee, and then I go and I step out to the front porch and breathe in some fresh air. I don't care what the temperature is like. I do that every single morning. And this was from the 2nd to the 6th. This week I spent working. I also finished the 10 Christmas journals that I was working on. I did some running, and so this was just busy, productive, everyday work to keep me busy those few days. And then I bought myself a treadmill, you guys. And I did that earlier in November, and it had been on my wish list all year. And I just said to myself, if I continue with my running, I am going to gift myself a treadmill. And I did in November because I enjoy running. I love it. Except during the winter times, it can get really slippery and really cold outside, and I wanted to make sure that I continue to run through the winter months, and now I can do it in the comfort of my garage. But I do enjoy running outside, so I plan on doing that in the spring and the summertime, but now I can do both. And then also added another little cluster. You could see how I added more embellishments on top of that heart, but it is my favorite thing to do with scraps. No scrap goes to waste. On December 8th, I went and I had my hair done. My oldest daughter is a barber. She has a barber studio, and I am the exception to her barbering. She doesn't do long hair, but she does my hair for me. And so she colored it and she cut it. We were in her studio. And I printed her picture and then backed it with some cardstock and then tucked it into those repurposed junk mail envelope pockets. And then my daughter and my granddaughter were in the area, and they saw our cars outside the studio, and so they stopped by. And then added another little tab cluster, and then I embellished it with little snowflakes, some rosette trim, a little star. And then made this picture into a tuck spot and did some journaling on the back of that tag. And that was also a few days. It was the 7th, the 8th, and the 10th as well. This is from the 11th through the 13th, and I listed my 10 journals and they immediately sold on Etsy. I am so grateful to you guys. You just blow me away, and I am so, so grateful. So I went to the post office and delivered those. The 13th was a tough day. A family friend passed away, and so my mother and I went to her funeral services. It was very, very, very sad. And so may you rest in peace, dear friend. And then on the 12th, I document a recipe that my dad makes every year. I wish he would make this every day because I love this. It is steak ranchero, and I paid close attention. My steak ranchero never turns out like his. So I paid extra close attention so that when I make it, I'm hoping that it turns out as good as his. It is my favorite dish that my dad makes. Just absolutely love it. And then I also began to receive Christmas cards. And so I took one of the envelopes and I turned it into a flip out by just attaching it with washi tape. And I have a little confession to make. I did not send out any Christmas cards this year. I just can't believe that I didn't. It is the first year in 30 years or more that I don't send out any Christmas cards. Shame on me. But you guys, I was so busy. No excuses. I had them ready. I just didn't send them out. And I just feel so bad that I didn't get around to it. But more about that in just a moment. These are cute images by Stamping Bella. And I also included these in my Christmas journals. And then I saved one for me. I have Stamping Bella stamps listed in my Amazon shop. And I love including them in all of my journals. The ones I keep for me and the ones I make for Etsy. And they are all stamped with archival ink on watercolor paper or mixed media paper so that you can also enjoy coloring. A cute little penguin tag I picked up on Christmas morning once I was gathering all of the packaging and gift wrap and cleaning up. And it was just so cute. I do not throw any of these things away. I save them for my journal. I babysat on the 15th. I watched my 2 youngest grandbabies, and then they like to play I think it's called Yuppie, where they take a balloon up in the air and they try to keep it up. It's either Yuppie or Uppie. Anyway, they have so much fun playing that. And then that is my youngest grandson holding a baby doll that is just as big as he is. He is so cute, and he loves walking around the house with that baby doll. My dad was home that day, and he took a nap. And then all of a sudden, I looked over at my dad, and he's covered in a blanket, and he has all of these little stuffed animals and baby dolls just tucked up under his arm. Well, my grandson and my granddaughter, little by little, were adorning him with all of these toys and covered him with a blanket. And then look at that little face of mischief. So cute. I walked in and I said, "What are you doing?" And he just looked up at me. It was just so cute. So they were playing with their great-grandfather while he was taking a nap. Oh my gosh, it was so cute. I took another envelope and I turned it into a flip out. And then this is a bit of scrap digital printable from some of TuCasaDePapel's digital kits that I had left over from her journals that I've made. And I just folded it in half and did some journaling on that and tucked it into the envelope. This is the 17th. I spent the day shopping with my oldest daughter. And then this was pretty cool. I took a selfie of the morning we were headed out. And then I turned it into a flip. I've never done this. I just took some washi tape and created a hinge, did some journaling under my selfie, and then a nice little sentiment underneath. So I thought that was pretty cool to do that so that your journaling isn't so visible. You know, you can have it tucked away, and then you have these interactive cards as well. And then we went boot shopping. So she wanted some cowboy boots, so we went looking for some. And I've used a lot of other Christmas and holiday ephemera to use as tags. on the pages. And because I'm using a stapler, just one staple, they're also great for tuck spots. The stapler was my friend for this journal. I didn't use a lot of glue, except of course to glue down the pictures and the scrapbooking papers. But all of the embellishments that you see on the edges, the tags, the tabs, the clusters, they were all stapled down. It was just so easy to do and it went by so fast. So it is another way of attaching your embellishments to your pages. This is the 18th. What a great day. So remember I told you I was being busy and productive. I closed on a real estate transaction. So I helped a client close on his very first home, and he bought a townhouse in this community right here. And we went to the closing that morning. And then I had all of this cute gingerbread house, and then that house tag, and then the little house journaling card. And so how perfect to add it to this page. So I was really excited for him. And many of you may already know that I am a full-time realtor. And so that is what I do when I'm not making journals and paper crafting, you guys. I am working with clients and helping them with the biggest purchase of their life. Did some shopping on the 21st and the 22nd. I went and picked up some of these Stanley mugs that were really popular during Christmas. And so I bought some for my grandkids. And I waited too late. And so there were only 3 colors available. That gold, a green, and one blue one. But they loved them anyway. I created a tuck spot with some scraps of scrapbooking paper. And then just folded over the corner. And then I had some of my little scribbly face, hand-drawn scribbly faces left over. So I thought I would attach one and add it to this page, since I took a picture of some of my packaging. These were journals that I packaged on the 22nd. So I had a few sales right before Christmas. And I packaged those up and sent those out right away. And so those little scribbly faces go onto my Rolodex cards that I make to use as my business cards. I have a video where I talk about all of that. I saved one of my little Christmas houses for my own journal. And I have a video as to how I make these, so I will link it for you up here. I will tag it up above on this video, but I will also have it linked down below. And I make these by repurposing junk mail envelopes. They are my signature Little House envelope pockets. And then I also saved one of these vintage replica tags for my journal as well. These are things that I also included in the Christmas journals that I made for my Etsy shop. And then on the 23rd, I spent the day with my youngest daughter, went over to her house, and she finished decorating. And then I had some Christmas tags that I attached as added embellishments, and I had her stand there so I could take a picture of her while she was decorating her hallway. And then more of the 23rd, spent the evening with her. I actually stayed the night that night, and we worked on a gingerbread house. It is a one-of-a-kind gingerbread house. And if you run low on candies, the best thing to do is to grab some cereal. And so we grabbed some cereal and kept decorating the gingerbread house. So that was fun. They're so cute. They had so much fun. They ate half of the candy and half of the frosting, but we still had enough to decorate the gingerbread house. Super, super cute. And now this is the 24th. I didn't do much to this page, but I really liked that snowflake scrapbooking paper, and then added a journaling card. I received a Christmas card from one of my best friends, Carla. She has a YouTube channel. She goes by Pinky Artsy Sugar. And I took her envelope and I added a hinge with some washi tape. She sent me this vellum embossed card in the Christmas card. Oh my, I commented about this in one of her videos, and it was so nice to have received this Christmas tree embossed image on the vellum. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Carla. I love it, and I had it on display, but now it was time to add it to my journal. She also sent me this little cluster of laces, like this little grouping of, it's like a lace sampler. I also have this on display, and these are so, I love how she did this. She took some beautiful paper and then added, I think there's about 6 different samples of laces, and turned it into like a little notebook of laces. Oh my gosh, so beautiful. I had it on display, but now I'm adding it to my journal. So, so pretty. And then the morning of the 24th, I went over to the Salt Lake airport and I picked up the father of my children. And so he missed his flight. He was supposed to have arrived on the 23rd, but he missed it. But oh my gosh, he was so lucky he was able to book another flight. And he flew in on the 24th. It was a busy, busy, busy day at the airport that day. But he made it in time to spend Christmas with his children. So that was nice. This is a journaling card that I embellished by stamping a Christmas tree, and then I also did some embossing on it. Oh, it turned out so cute. This is the Christmas tree at my youngest daughter's house. And then I took a poinsettia embellishment, stapled it at the top, which can also turn into a tuck spot. Another Stamping Bella image that I stamped onto mixed media paper, and then I colored it. So, so cute. Also, some of the cards that I included in the Christmas journals I made last year. This is our group picture from Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve was hosted by my youngest daughter. So we were at her house for Christmas Eve. Added another little heart cluster as a tab. And we all got together and took a great picture. It was such a great day. And we had a white elephant gift exchange that day. That was so much fun. And here we are Christmas morning on the 25th. I took a tag and stapled it, added some little stickers, and I'm using it as a tuck spot. I did some journaling on that journaling card. And then that was a nice little piece of acetate that I had from an embellishing kit. And I just stapled it to the top, then took a picture of my 2 youngest grandkids on Christmas morning. Oh, they were so excited. The first thing that my granddaughter did is run to the side table to see if Santa had eaten his cookies and drank his milk. That is my middle daughter. Oh, she does the best gift wrapping, you guys. She is so good at gift wrapping. So I had to take a picture of her and one of the presents that she gift wrapped. She uses tinsel. She uses velvet trims, handmade cards. She actually created all of her tags by watching Marta at Madame Small Art. Marta has been doing a lot of little how-tos on watercolor how-tos on her Instagram. And so my middle daughter took note and she made all her own beautiful little Christmas tags. On the 26th, we spent just hanging out. We ate a lot, had a lot of leftovers, and then that is Eddie playing the guitar, tuning my daughter's guitar. So Eddie plays the guitar, and so does my youngest daughter and her husband. And so he grabbed a few of their guitars, and he was tuning them, and he was just playing around with that. Another Christmas card envelope that I received from my friend Adriana from Idaho. She always sends me a card. She's so nice. Thank you so much. And then I folded it in half and created a little tuck spot and a flip out. More of the 26th, we played with a puzzle. So this is my youngest daughter's Frida puzzle. We put it all together. It took us longer than expected because my granddaughter got really excited seeing it half done on the table and then kind of scattered the pieces. Took it all apart. So then we had to start over again. But it was so much fun. And then we finished the puzzle and then we were missing one piece at the very end. But luckily, we found that one piece. So that was fun. On the, let's see, I think this is the 29th and the 30th. I took, this was really cool. So I saved some of the Christmas wrapping paper that I gathered Christmas morning, and look at how pretty it is. So I cut out some of the words and used it as a heading on that picture. And then you'll see how I used it again in a few pages down. Took some scrap pieces of leftover scrapbooking paper and just tucked it into that little tuck spot, just because they were leftovers and they looked really pretty, just tucked into the page. On the 30th of December, we all got together and, excuse me, and we went out for dinner to one of our favorite buffet places here in town. And, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. And that was so much fun. And so that was Eddie's idea. He wanted to take us all out to dinner, so that was a lot of fun. And then created a tuck spot with a little piece of ephemera and then tucked in a couple of journaling cards. And here we are, December 31st. I worked that day, and I didn't get out of work until 5:45 because not only am I a full-time realtor, but I also work part-time at Costco, and then I do this. So then I run, and then so lots of busy work, and so yeah. But Eddie picked me up from work. And then I came home, got ready, and we went over to my middle daughter, Devin's house, because she hosted New Year's Eve. And so that was fun. Oh, and I'm pointing out that I used some of that gift wrap as the backdrop to the pages. That was so much fun. Christmas Eve was so much fun. We got dressed up. We listened to music. We had good food. We had a few cocktails. Lots of fun. And we brought in the new year all together. And so she had like a disco light that was in the room where we were all hanging out, and so you could see a lot of those blue tones in the pictures. And then took a selfie with Eddie on Christmas Eve. So much fun. I am so glad that he was able to make it and spend the holidays, because he hadn't been here since Thanksgiving of 2022. He lives out of state. And so it was really nice for him to come down and spend the holidays with his daughters. And then another little tuck spot with a little heart cluster. And now it is January 1st, 2024. Oh my gosh. That went by so fast. It was so much fun. I am so grateful that we were all able to spend the holidays together as a family. And it was so nice. Last time we did this was Thanksgiving 2022, and it had been years before all of us were able to get together like this. So it was such a nice holiday. And then I took, my brother sent us a Christmas card. So I took the envelope and then just folded it in half and then clipped it. Used it as a tuck spot. Oh my gosh, you guys, on January 1st, I reached 16,000 subscribers, and it was all because of you. You have no idea how grateful I am. Because of you, I'm able to do this. Thank you so much for helping me reach 16,000 subscribers. I was elated. I shed a few happy tears. And we're still growing. I have new plans and new goals for this year, and I know that we can do it with your help. I appreciate you being here, liking my videos, subscribing, and also sharing. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here and joining me on my YouTube journey. I had a coffee dyed envelope. I didn't get to use it, but I left it in the journal. Coffee dyed and then embellished with some leftovers. And I had an extra picture, so I'll just tuck it into the pages. And you saw how I had a few extra pages. So that's just in case I come across a few things that maybe I didn't save. I know I will come across more things as I clean up and put more Christmas things away. So yeah, I hope you love it. I love how it turned out. Don't go away. I'm going to flip the camera over. Thank you so much for being here as we flip through the pages of my holiday junk journal. I sure hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed creating in it, and I may go back and finish those last pages and maybe do a more thorough type of documenting and journaling. And so I think that's what I'm going to do with those very last few blank pages. I do have some other pictures that I didn't include here, just extras that I had. So I'll probably place those towards the back just because they are extras. But yeah, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you were able to document and create either a December daily or a holiday junk journal for yourself. And if you're not done with it, there's no race, you guys. Take your time. I hope you took really good notes so that you can go back and document it in your own junk journal. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next time. Bye.